Hey, what's going on, good people? What is going on? I am Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. Hey, guys, welcome to another episode of Mindset Talks. If you're catching this on the replay, you're in for a treat. We have great guests here with us today. We have an awesome couple out of Indiana. That's right. We have Mr. Eric Newman and Cynthia Newman. Give it up. Woo. Guys, we're super excited to have you all here today. And we have none other than Michael L. Parks, aka Pops. What is going on? What's going on, people?
Yep, doing great. Everything.
Yeah. Oh man, Indiana. So you know what? We're not going to play with it. Let's just jump right into it. Because sometimes we're helping so many people. I forget who came from who and where. So how did we meet, guys? Cynthia? How did this come about?
So I met you guys through my business partner. Eric and I own a Primerica office. And so our upline business partner, she's my mentor mom. We literally talk about every day.
That's right.
Ms. Barbara Sanders. And so on one of our walks together, because I was already walking, trying to do the right thing. And we would talk to each other on our walks. And she got to talking about this program she was doing. And she talked about losing weight. And then she talked about some of the specific things that you all do with Sugar Ain't Sweet. And any great influencer would, you like, I want to know about that. I want to and so she passed your number along and you and I hooked up. I think you were at the airport. You called me back and
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
how we met up through someone else who was already having success. And I believe that when I first talked to you, I feel like she was 30 days in at that point and was really starting to, get movement on what she wanted to accomplish health-wise. So
yeah, praise God for Ms. Barbara. She has really just been a positive. First of all, she's like the model client, Ms. Barbara.
We know.
She's by the numbers. Boy, you tell her to do anything, and if she mess up, she'll call and say, "Listen, I got a confession. This is what I did." I mean, she's been a joy, really, just to work with. And she's referred many people, so, Pops and I talk about growing your family tree, so she's definitely growing her family tree. She's not allowing it to stop with her. So praise God for her. Okay. Yeah. I remember that I was at the airport. I forgot where I was going. Maybe that was when I was going to Texas. I forgot. That's the only place I've been, I think. Is that the only place I've been, Pops, was Texas? I think so. I think that was around October.
If we was at the airport, I think that.
Yeah, that's when I was going to Texas.
That was probably for the when you did the Airbnb boy.
Yeah. Did I say where I was going, Cynthia?
You did not. And to be honest, I don't remember if you were going or coming back because we delayed our conversation by a couple of days. But I just know that we originally hooked up. And I will tell you what I appreciate about you is when I called you. Your question to me was, so why did she have me call you? Like, why did you call me? What is it that you want? And for me, that was a really great question because sometimes you do things and you could be doing it because somebody else is doing it. So even before we ever had the first consultation, your question for me was like, and it kind of gave me pause. Like, wait, hold up. You a health coach. What you mean what I was like, well, why is she asking me that? I called her while we're doing the program. But then it made me go, wait. No, you got to know why you want to do this before you go, before you walk down this rabbit trail. You were making me think about what it was that I wanted to accomplish before we ever had that first conversation. It was like, in other words, to me, it was, I need you to come to the table with what you want, not expecting me to give you something that you think I have. And so because I'm that kind of person. So that was good for me.
So that begs the question, what you want?
Right.
What did you want?
What did you want?
Well, here was the thing for me. So I think we've talked about this before. I was already in a process on a journey, and I'm going to just put this out there so y'all could do with this whatever you need. But Eric and I have been married since we were kids, babies in the crib, 18 and 20. We're coming up on 35 years. So we do everything together. But when it came to our health over the years, you know, at some point I had to get to the place where I was like, I got to do me. Like, I can't make him eat right. I can't make him well. I was starting to do those things, learning how to eat right. When COVID happened, I was saying to myself, I'm not going to roll out this front door. They're not going to be pushing my big old butt.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm already doing those things, but at the same time, I was beginning to take a high blood pressure medication. I only needed to lose a few pounds. I have a great trainer. I told you that, you know, and she had given me a great meal plan, but I wasn't doing it. I was having and so just, in talking with Barbara and hearing about the results she got in such a short period of time, I wanted something that would layer and take me to the next level, basically.
Got it.
I was looking to go to the next level, and I wasn't even looking for huge results because I had been doing some things, but I just wanted to go to that next level, get off the meds, you know, lose a few pounds, and hopefully, honestly, be a positive influence on my family, like build disciplines that would help me influence my family in a positive way. So
yes,
what I was looking for.
All great things, all great things. But you know what? If we could just go back for a second, I asked that question, like, what did you want? Because a lot of times, I mean, as a health coach, I know what I could give you. I mean, I know what I have to give. And a lot of times I think we want to give something that a person may not want, you know what I mean? But we give it like, you know, I'm like, that's not, we're like, okay, we going down the wrong, you know, trail, you know, that's not even what they want, you know? And so you have to tell me what you want, you know, because you may want something that I can't provide.
Absolutely.
You know, or you may be coming for the wrong reason, because I'll tell person in a minute, as a health coach, I'm about lifestyle changes. When people say, Rochelle, I need, if I just want to work on my biceps, I'm like, okay, what about the rest of your body? I mean, you know, everything else good. I just want to work on my abs. I'm like, okay, find another trainer. That ain't me, you know, or just I'm not interested. Oh, I got the 50th birthday coming up, and I want to, you know, I'm like, nope, because after the birthday party, then you're done. And that's my reputation. You know, they're gonna be like, I worked out with Rochelle. I'm like, don't be telling people you did that. No, you didn't. Don't say it. Don't say it. So that's key. That's key. Okay, let's jump to you, Eric. Well, what is it that you wanted? I mean, I know I had a talk with Cynthia, and then next thing you know, we talked to both of you. I mean, I think it went from Cynthia to this group call, right?
Yes,
it was.
Okay. Okay, what is it that you want? Did she dragging you by the ear, or what?
No, not at all.
Nope.
I think one of the main reasons when you say, what did she want? She wanted me to get healthy. And she knew if she did, then I would go ahead and follow along, because as she said, we've always done everything together. So if she took that step, if she started the process, I'll get him so that he can get back to the Eric that he was when we were back in college.
That's
that was one of the main reasons. So of course, when we all got together, I wanted to drop the pounds. That was the main thing. If I could drop the pounds, and that's because my doctors always said, if I lose the weight, then I won't have to take high blood pressure medicine. So I knew that, okay, the weight is the main thing. Now I was one that was going to the gym. I would go at one time 3-4 times a week. But then I started having knee issues. And so those 3-4 times a week went out the window, but I wasn't eating right. So that was a beautiful thing. Everything that, you know, that has happened is understanding how this food impacts your life and that transformation. From can I not eat, and I'm not trying to give away the secrets, can I not eat early in the morning until a certain time? That is not a problem. If you all know, I'll do that smoothie, and then that may be it for a minute. And it's like, man, I recall the time say, hey, sometimes if your body say you're not hungry, don't eat. What? Your body say, I tell my body. My body doesn't.
Right. Yeah.
I don't tell me what to do.
That's right. That whole process. And so that's been the powerful thing. But it's not 90 days yet, but that 90-day transformation. I was sitting up there right now. We always talk about mindset. That's important, but then also it's the mental development that happens in those 90 days. That's the powerful part. The mental development that we all go through that are willing. One, you got to be willing. Two, you got to make that commitment. And once you make that commitment, that mental development that you need for the rest of your life, not just for the 90 days, you change everything that you do. You say sugar ain't sweet. You look at sugar like, wait a minute. this is not good for me. Even if I love the taste of it, but it's not good for me. Now, can I have a little bit? But I can't have nothing like I had before. So those are all that you really and truly learn over that process that you start saying, man, boy, I mean, I think about the weight that I've dropped. I think I woke up this morning. My mom is here with us. She's like, you look like you done lost some more weight since the other day. The mindset, you know what you should do and you know what you shouldn't do. And once you get that and you develop the mental development, man, I'm looking forward to the next day.
I always say, not I always say, but I coined the phrase, because you think about the what we used to call good eating, see these air quotes, good eating, right? Food that was killing us, but the phrase, nothing tastes as good as a bod for God feels, right? Like a body for God, right? Nothing tastes as good as feeling good. I mean, you know what I mean? Like the way you feel right now. Because I remember, Eric, your knees were busted. You know what I mean? I can't, in the beginning, I tried, I went as long as I could, but my knees, I got to lay off a day, whatever. And then people, I mean, when Pops first came up from the hospital, he would go out walk. He was shuffling he could barely pick up his feet, but he'd be out there so long. It was a couple of times, I was going to get in the car and go look for him because it was just like it was taking so long, for him to go and come back. And, but I just, I didn't. I was too close. I was this close to getting the keys and going looking because I'm like, it's like he's been out there a long time. And he could have passed out somewhere. But the way he feels now, there's nothing. I can't think of anything that tastes as good as feeling good every day. Like,
hey, Rochelle, can I jump in on that?
Yes, come on.
I just got back from Phoenix, which you all know I was a little sporadic this weekend, but having a trip with my sisters. And the great thing, like Eric talked about learning, you talked about healthy lifestyle change. So of course I'm going to go, I'm going to have a great time. First time we ever took a sister's trip. But one, I had learned so much about how to eat that I didn't get crazy. Now, did I do everything we normally do? No, I didn't. But what really is important to watch the way we can influence other people. So I'm cooking eggs with spinach and blanching broccoli and cooking peppers, and my sisters are going crazy. They're like, oh my God, is this how you like crazy in a good way? So we're not eating. Now they had bacon, they had spinach, but I'm cooking all of these veggies. And so we were together 5 days. By the end of the 5 days, everybody is saying, oh, I'm gonna start eating like that. Although one sister's like, ooh, she eat crazy. But they're saying, oh, I'm gonna start eating like that. And so one night I think you asked me, Pops, how come I didn't send my blood pressure? Because we were literally up dancing till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I'm spinning all the hits on the iPod, going back, pulling a Funkadelic, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm jumping around like a bunny rabbit. And so they look at me like, girl, what time do you go to bed at home? I said, well, at home, I fall out at 9 o'clock, but I got all this energy because it's the way, like you said, the bod for God. Like I wasn't bogged down with the sugars and the this and this. Jump up in the morning. Okay, sisters, come on. Now I'm telling you, these chicks ain't worked out. I'm not kidding. They stuff
in the street. They gonna see this video.
For real, don't be mad.
It's gonna be Cynthia Mud Newman.
Oh, they're gonna be mad, but just the influence that you can have on others because of making a change. But then the way your body feels, the way there, of course. One day we had these shirts on now think about this. My sister got these shirts for all of us at Christmas, right? By the time I wear my shirt, she's looking at me like, okay, forget it. I'm gonna go find you a different shirt because that thing looked like a gown on you. But it's just because of the changes that you're making. It's like these unintended consequences. And so for me, that's what that bod for God means, that we're not doing anything. And this is what I keep saying. I'm not taking pills. I'm not taking supplements. I'm not buying Nutrisystem. I'm not doing none of that. I'm literally just eating God's food, God's way. And that is major.
Let me coattail that, Cynthia. Let me coattail that because I want to get back to it. But I'm glad that Eric came in and gave us his piece. And then you actually helped give me a bridge to this because you put 3 things out there that I want to ask you.
Okay.
You said the reason why you first came to us because you wanted to get off your blood pressure meds.
Yes.
You needed to lose a few pounds.
Yes.
And you wanted to get to the next level.
Yes.
So my questions.
Yes.
Are you still on your blood pressure medication?
No,
did you lose those few pounds?
I did.
And are you at the next level yet?
I'm at a level like you can't even imagine. Like, you know, when you talk about, and Eric was talking about that sugar ain't sweet, like literally to your palate, it's not sweet. Like, you know, again, I'm out with the sisters, we having a good time, you know, we're there for something for our family. And again, I had a piece of cake, and here's what's funny. We get back in the car, I had a little piece of cake and something else. And I'm saying to my sisters, like, y'all, I ain't even need that. Like, I had it because I'm at the event, but I didn't even need it. I didn't even want it. And I was quickly trying to get back to, oh, I need some broccoli. Oh, I
love it.
You know, so that's next level. The fact that I want those things.
Yeah.
I'm not craving the sugar. You know, every once in a while you want a little something sweet. I had a little something yesterday, and I was like, Jesus, this thing is like, oh my God, you don't even want to, you know, you just don't want to do that anymore. For me, that's next level, to be at that place where it's now a lifestyle. And let me say this too, whoever's watching, that to me is the significance of at least 90 days. Because you need that long to build that discipline in. Like, that's why we weren't talking about 30 days. At 30 days, we could have went back, be like, whatever. But now it'd be like, well, we've been doing it. Hey, we in it now. Why would we?
Yeah. Why would you go back? Yeah. You're building that muscle. You know what I mean? It's discipline, because how many times, you know, area, how come we can't have? I mean, can we just have? I mean, you got to keep explaining, because it takes some time. No, this is not picking on you. It's not picking on you, but it takes some time for you to develop that muscle and understand what's really going on in the body, understanding how the body really responds to the food that you eat. You know what I mean? It takes some time. So yeah, building that muscle. Yeah.
All right, it's Eric's turn now.
My turn.
Well, yeah. What was your quote?
What you want? I got a quote here from you, but I'm gonna let you you know, let us know what you come here for. What you come here for, and did you get it?
Oh, I got it. Oh, I definitely got it. First thing was just reducing the weight. That was the first thing. But that's what I was saying. That really and truly, what happened is the mindset. That's what was changed, and then the mental development also was changed. It's
Can you mind elaborate on that, or elaborate on that for the people? The mental development and the transformation.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can go back to the beginning stages. One, when Sam was talking about sugar. Sugar has been in my body so long that you crave it. It's like, oh my God, you don't realize how much you crave the sugar. And so when you start to remove that sugar, you start mentally saying, hey, I still need a little bit of sugar. So maybe I can get some from some other things to still, you know, replace that sugar. So once you deplete that of the sugar, now you taste something that has some sugar in it. You taste stuff. It's like, it's got sugar in it.
Right.
And you realize that, no, it needs to be burnt off, because if you don't, what's going to happen? So you gotta burn it off. So you mentally know, I can't have all that sugar. So that whole process from the beginning to where we at now, it just took that time period that one, I think about my meals, and it was, I'm gonna just tell you, my meal used 90% meat.
Yeah.
10% dessert. 1% might have had some vegetables. I'll go over 101 because I might get, you need some vegetables. That's the wife. You need some vegetables. All right,
you need some vegetables in that plate.
Yeah, I'll eat a little bit. So after I ate all that, I'll go ahead and get a little bit of vegetables for the second round. But that has changed immensely, because we were just talking about going to the grocery store, where the produce area is the main area that we go to. Yeah, it was the meat department. I was going and getting all the meat, and then we might have a little bit. But no, the produce, it's like, do I have my spinach? Man, I love broccoli. If you notice, you'll see me with just a plate of, I love some broccoli.
Yeah.
We'll do asparagus. She loves Brussels sprouts, so we'll do Brussels sprouts. But all those things that we weren't putting in our body, and that's where I mean, you get so much energy. But first we had to remove the bad stuff.
That's right.
And so once the bad stuff is removed, and you start putting the good stuff in, you can. I mean, waking up in the morning, it's like, oh wow, do I need an energy drink? Do I need some coffee to get moving? No. Your body replenishes itself, and you are able to do exactly what you need to.
That's right.
sometimes in the evening time, I have meetings like tonight. I got a meeting all the way until 11 o'clock. Well, if I have appointments all day, before I go to bed, usually I say, well, I still got to get some workout in. So you still got enough energy that you can get on the treadmill and go, okay, if I do 40 minutes, whatever it is, you still have enough energy versus usually I'm so tired. Yeah, I got to go to bed. I ain't going to be able to get it done. You're able to get through that. You're able to still do it. And then after that, it's kind of crazy because after I do that, after I take a shower, I'm still up for a couple of hours. It's like, oh, wow. Now just
food is your fuel. Food is your fuel. That's it. So
the right
no
fuel.
more. The right fuel. You know what I mean? So no more of the energy drinks and the coffee, the lattes and espressos.
You need to know that I miss my coffee, but I made it.
So how much longer y'all got? I should be coming up on like the last week or something, right? Yeah,
we're coming up on the last week. I think the 21st or 22nd of January. So, and I will say this too, that somewhere, well, I'm gonna say this for the ladies that may be watching, because you always hear that men lose weight faster than women, right? So don't get me started on this dude over here. First of all, let me just say for all of your viewing audience, my husband is so fine. This will do wonders for your marriage. Just put that over there.
That's another story. Why am I not getting this reading this man, bro?
Hey, we might not be able to handle the influx of women signing up for this program.
Okay, you see what I'm saying?
That was a little something extra. That's like a third party benefit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all done made me forget the real thing.
That was the real thing.
That was the real thing.
That's another video. We got another topic.
I know. Okay. We gotta do it. But I'm talking about weight loss. So the first few weeks, he is dropping the weight like crazy. And I'm like, man, that is so unfair because, I've been doing all the right stuff for months and for years. It's not happening. And then no kidding, one day I get on the scale. I wasn't even weighing myself because I was like, bug it. Every day he walking in, look at this, right? So I'm not going to weigh myself. And I get on one day and it was like the transformation was happening and I wasn't seeing it.
Yeah.
And initially, I wasn't even seeing the pounds fall off. And so the fact that from a short 90-day period, and it wasn't even 90 days, it was more like maybe that first 8 weeks, to go from where I was to what I was seeing, it was astounding me, but I wasn't seeing it. Like and so I just want to say that to all the ladies that, when you do anything like this, you're going to feel a little bit deflated, possibly, especially if you're with your spouse and they losing all this weight. But just if you keep at it, you couldn't have told me today that I'm sitting up here looking at my own neck bones. Like, this is what you call neck bones.
but listen, it's about percentage of weight loss, right? So you weren't obese to begin with, Cynthia, right? Well, Eric was. Just be honest. When you look at his weight, he had much more weight to lose.
Of course,
right?
Yeah.
So when you're not comparing apples to apples, you know what I mean? So he had much more weight to lose. You just said I was already eating pretty clean. I was already seeing a trainer. I was always doing these things. Eric said I was eating all meat and dessert. You know what I mean? And he was still like, but it's eating whatever. So he had much more weight to lose. So the minute he changed with these, it's gonna boom. Whereas yours is changed, but it ain't as drastic, and you don't have as much to lose. So it's not gonna come down like he. How much weight have you lost, Eric?
I haven't been on the scale lately, but I would say I'm probably between 50 and 60. That
okay.
would be
Now, okay, we can't glaze over that. Okay,
and that's less than 90 days.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, Cynthia, you don't have 60 pounds to lose. You're not going to lose 60.
Now, listen, if I lose one more pound, they're going to blow me out the window. I am not. I'm looking at myself like, girl, you need to eat.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me how much have you lost?
23 pounds.
23 pounds. Come on now.
I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm not ashamed to say this, but when I met you guys, I was like a solid size 12, just a nice, not heavy, not thin, but
just healthy. A healthy looking 12.
A healthy looking 12. And now I am not exaggerating. Before Eric's gonna laugh at this. Before I went out of town, I had to go shopping because he took this picture of me and I looked like I was one of them nursing home ladies where your pants sagging. And so he goes like, where did you go? And I said, well, I ran to the mall because I couldn't take them same pants out of town. He was like, thank God. Because like, so I'm literally down to like a size 8. Like I'm
welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
I wasn't even trying to be an 8. And there's some things, you know, I'm still a curvy girl. All my friends say I'm no longer curvy, but I'm curvy enough. It's all good. Again, it's that transformation, and that wasn't something I was seeking. I really was seeking the healthy lifestyle and to get off the med. But these are just what I'm calling extra benefits, you know. And then collateral benefits. And then to say, you know, to your audience, I'm saying this to my girlfriends all the time. I have to embrace the new me.
Yeah,
the old me still is a size 12. We took some pictures just last week for an event at our office, and they were by a professional photographer. And I got the photos back. I was like, why y'all didn't tell me that dress was so big? It looked like it's like fabric fold. But, you know, it's new. And so you just have to embrace that it's a new me, and it's okay to be a new me.
Yeah.
If you don't embrace the new me, you go back to the old you. And so that's what I want to do, is make sure I can continue to embrace, you know, the new me and be okay with whatever that means and looks like. So
that's awesome. And I'm glad you said that, because I mean, it's kind of crazy, but we actually deal with people before they start, because they hear about people losing weight, you know, and quite a bit of weight in a short amount of time, and people are concerned. You know, they're concerned with the speed, you know, the rate at which people are losing weight, if it's healthy or not. They're concerned with actually losing that much weight because they don't want to, because they don't want to have to buy new clothes. They kind of like, you know, some women kind of like, you know, being a little thicker. I mean, you know, being honest, they do. I like being this big, whatever that size is. I don't want to look too skinny, you know, and you know, and I'm just like, okay, let's work with that, you know, because that's all, you know, it's like, that's mental. You know what I mean? That you want to be, I'll just say this. When I was in the military, and I say this all the time, you know, we used to have to take a physical fitness test, and we had to weigh in every 6 months. You know, I was active duty, and the scale that they measured us by, you know, they checked our, it was just our height, based on our height and our sex, right? Our gender. Mm-hmm. Tell us how much we can weigh, you know, before we have to be taped to check our body fat percentage. And I mean, I've been in the military 30 years, and I'll probably say, shoot, at least 20 of those years, I thought, those scales ain't for me. Ain't made for me. Okay. I'm thick. You know what I mean? I've always had big legs, and you know what I mean? We thick, and, you know, and big money, whatever, all that stuff. But I would say that, yet I was still eating at McDonald's. You know, I was still eating Checkers. I was still eating Popeyes, drinking soda, doing, you know, fried wings and fries. I mean, you know what I mean? So I'm like, how can you say they're not made for you, but you're eating trash?
Yeah.
You don't know what's made for you. You don't know where you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So let's do what you're supposed to do. So when I start doing what I was supposed to do, all of a sudden I fell in line on the chart. Go figure. When I ate clean, and then I'm like, oh. And so then I had to tell all my other, you know, female sisters, you know, and sisters in arms in the military, and the men too. I'm like, no, these charts, there's nothing wrong with these charts. We're just not eating right, you know. And so it was all mental though. So here, same thing. People are used to being a certain weight, and family members tell me, "Oh, you're losing too much. Like you look sick, you know." And I'm like, they don't even know what healthy looks like. I'm pretty healthy, you know. But I've had people tell me, "Rochelle, don't lose any more weight. That's enough."
Yeah.
That's enough. Why is it enough? Because it's making you uncomfortable. Because I'm getting smaller. Who's getting? Are you getting uncomfortable? Because I'm getting smaller. Because it's COVID and we're losing and you gaining. Like, what's really going on? You know. So instead of encouraging, people are trying to discourage. You know, because it really makes them feel a certain type of way. You know. So I say to you, Cynthia, you look great. Both of you guys look phenomenal to me. You know, the picture of health. You know, I mean, it's just. Yeah, health doesn't mean fat. fat. You don't have to have all this fat. I mean, you can see bones. It's okay. You can see cheekbone. It's a cheekbone. It's a neck bone. It's okay to see it. The clavicle. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay to see it. You know. So I just want to applaud you guys. You guys have done phenomenally well. No medication for you, Cynthia. Hit all your markers. Eric, what about you? You medication?
I am going to the doctor on Monday so that they can officially correct all my records. I haven't had to take anything.
Awesome.
Boom.
So how long does it take for y'all to be off y'all medication since starting the program?
30?
Not for me. It was literally like
I'd say 30. Well,
10 days
I wasn't taking it, but for 30, I'd say 30 days that I really knew I didn't need to take it.
Yeah. And for you, Cynthia, how long?
Probably like the first 10 days.
I
was pretty much done with it. And my blood pressure has been very consistent, stellar, haven't had any issues. So it did exactly, and the interesting thing was right before COVID, I was talking to the person who's literally the State Department of Health director. We happen to be at an event together. And so we're in line, we're at this little buffet and they've got the fruit and veggies. And so somehow we get to talk about blood pressure. And she said, I tell her what I'm taking, low dose amlodipine. And she says, if you lose about 10 or 15 pounds, you probably won't even have to take that medication. Now that was March 2nd of 2020, right? Mm-hmm. You would think again that I would be able to just go, oh, okay. But I needed that extra level of discipline. I needed the extra accountability is a great way to say it, because, I'll say that again, my trainer had given me a meal plan and she's on the same thing, eat clean, that, and all that kind of thing. But it was actually having that extra piece of reporting that I'm eating clean, but not eating clean. And so, for all your listeners, if 10 or 15 pounds will do it for you, then man, like, why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it just to have your life change, just to know, I pray to God that he lets me live for 100 years, but I want to give him something to work with. Sometimes we're asking for things and we're not prepared to do the outcome that helps get to that particular place. Now it's up to him how long I am here, but I don't want it to be because I wasn't disciplined enough or, focused enough or committed enough to my own health to make that kind of thing happen.
And who wants to be around and not feeling well? Because even the word says he has come that we may have life and have it more abundantly. So if we're not doing the things he wants us to do, vis-a-vis taking care of these temples, then although he may extend our lives a long time, but how what the quality of those life going to be, we don't know. It may not be good.
Absolutely.
You brought up a word, accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys both to let the people know. How did that work for you with the accountability inside the program? It was probably pretty simple for you, right? It wasn't hard, was it?
Are you sure you want to roll tape right now? You still want, wait. I don't know how many minutes y'all got. You sure you still want this camera to roll?
No, hey, look, we want the people to know. This is what the people need to hear.
Okay. We say it's about extreme accountability, and I think when people hear the word accountability, it's been used so loosely, you know what I mean? And so many people don't really adhere to it that they're like, oh, okay, I don't even think people hear. They like, oh, accountability, but tell them. No.
Would you say this was real accountability?
Very.
I'm gonna let Eric. You go first, Eric.
Go ahead, Eric.
Go ahead.
Very. I'm gonna just see that versus the 10-page rebuttals on. Wait a minute, who's in control here?
Oh man! Okay.
Let me just say,
and me and Cynthia just on the sideline. I ain't jumping in that. I am not jumping in that.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna let them two duke it out.
I'm gonna let the people know. Hey, look, let the people know. Hey, look, I can barely say your $5 word you said on training. Is it cantankerous?
Yes. So this is gonna crack y'all up. When you sent us a message saying, "Hey, will you be on your show?" I said a long time ago, they ain't gonna ask us to do nothing. You ain't getting on my maintenance. They not telling you. But we got to be the most two most cantankerous clients y'all got. Like they're not calling. So when you text and said, "Can you finish?" I was like, "What?
Like, really?"
Yes. But you know what? So let me say this. I'm glad you brought that up, because here's cantankerous for me. It wasn't being belligerent or anything like that. But for me, as I mentioned in my write-up, it is very important to be coached through what I'm going to do when I don't have you for daily accountability. So for me, it wasn't so much of, why are you asking me to do that? I don't want to do it that way. But even like taking the trip this weekend, we travel a lot. Pre-COVID and post-COVID, once we go back to normal, we're going to travel a lot. We're going to be late night dinners. We're going to be out. We're going to be doing the kind of things we do. So it's really important to me to enjoy my life and to live the lifestyle within the life that we created. And so a lot of times, what may look like, oh, I'm not reporting or we're not doing this, behind the scenes, what we're saying is we're just trying to be coached through what we know life really looks like for us. So I didn't want to do 90 days in a vacuum of, okay, this is this. And then it's like anybody else. Then you get out there and get turned and you don't know what to do. So the accountability for me, it wasn't difficult. I ain't gonna kid you. Sometimes I was like, do I really want to report this number? And sometimes, I might have been like, okay, well, let me try to hold off. And then pop, how come you didn't? All that.
I see a number last night. Eric, where's your number last night? Yeah.
But that's a key component. That is a key component. And part of that key component is literally knowing that you have to be accountable, knowing that you got to report, knowing that you got to, do whatever it is enough to make you be like, I ain't even about to eat that donut. I ain't even
worth it. It ain't even worth it.
Donut? What's a donut?
No donut. I'm just saying any donut. I'm not going to pull into Starbucks. I don't do donuts that much anyway. But whatever, y'all know me. I told you in the beginning, I'm a Panera Bread chai tea latte girl, right?
Yeah.
That was me. And now those things taste. I haven't had a Panera at all. But I did have a Starbucks at the car wash latte. It was so sweet. I could get through half of what I would normally have. And it was like, again, it ain't even worth it. So, yeah.
Well, come on through, Eric. Come on, tell the people something.
What you shaking your head for, mister?
You're talking about Starbucks.
Yeah, that's you.
You put that sugar sweetener in there, didn't you? The caramel, or you put something.
I did not. It was just a chai tea. It was just a chai tea latte that they have at the car wash. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was too sweet.
It was too sweet. I normally would have an 8-ounce cup. That's my little treat when I'm waiting on my car to be serviced or a car washed. And I had it. In fact, I had it the first time with the 4 ounces. I could only get through 4 ounces. The second time I had half of it, but I added water to kind of stretch it. And the bad thing was when I took my blood sugar through the roof. And I'm thinking, well, if you put the water in it, you know what I mean? The water. So I was like, you know what? It ain't worth it for the taste. It sure wasn't worth it for the report, right? It wasn't worth it for the report. And then it wasn't worth it just for what the sugar inside of my body would do. So again, but that's what I mean by being coached through and learning through a process and make it, not really falling off the wagon, but trying stuff. So audience, that's what cantankerous means. We was always trying stuff, but about this stuff in the middle of trying stuff, we still got the result, and that was good for me too, because it's not like you have to live a life that's so restrictive, that you can't enjoy your life. It's about moderation and learning balance and putting things in there, but then learning how to jump right back on the wagon when you
that's right.
That's what we're going for. Is how to do that transformation.
Yeah, I tell pops all the time. I'm people hit me up and they say, Rochelle, I was thinking about, can I do this or can I? I'll be like, try it. Let's see how the body responds, because you need to know what your body is going to do because I'd rather for you to know while you're still in this program than to find out when you're not.
Absolutely.
And so I said, try it. Let's see. Now it's something obvious. They can't be like, can I eat this Snickers? Like, no, you can't eat no Snickers. We already know what that's going to do. But I'm talking about something that's probably not really on the program, but something that,
bourbon.
Bourbon.
Well, that's not on the list. It's just water. Water.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that, but I already know, alcohol. Well, I'm talking about it could be like somebody just asked me recently to try I don't know. I get asked about a lot of stuff, but I don't know. Even like potatoes are not on there. But they might say, "Oh, can I have I'm making a turkey burger. Can I have some sweet potato fries?" Potatoes are not on there at all, Not on there. No potatoes of any kind. I said, you know what? Go ahead. Because they asked me, go ahead. Let's see. And they're like, oh my God. I'm like,
yeah.
2 hours later, and it's 125, it's 127.
It still ain't down.
And it still ain't down, And so who knows? So this is bad, but who knows what it got to? You know what I mean? For it to be 2 hours later and it's only here, And so, but all in all, sweet potatoes are not a bad thing, But for this period, we're trying to, achieve something here, trying to recondition the body, to behave a certain way. And so that's the main thing. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Cynthia, that this is about not a phase in life, but a way of life. And so our thing is not that you would never eat sugar again ever in life. It's not that you would ever, never have potatoes or that, that's not it. But that you not be addicted to those things. Definitely that you shouldn't be having sugar every day. You shouldn't be having potatoes every day. Whatever. So you got to know though, how to do this thing. And so over time, just knowing how your body responds to different foods, and knowing that, okay, I'm going to willingly step down off the wagon.
That's
okay.
Right.
You're not going to fall off. You know what? I'm going to the party. And guess what? I just may have some chicken wings and some whatever. Yep. Some mac and cheese. I just may do that. You know what I mean? But I'm not doing that every day. Mm-hmm. I did that on Saturday, but for the other 6 days, I was doing my thing, and numbers are good. You know what I mean? See, that's not gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it in your numbers.
Yeah.
For that day, but it's not go right. But see, people, that's where people live. See, you just took a visit, but some people live there, and that's why they're overweight, in pain, whole body's inflamed, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetic, the list goes on and on, because that's where they live, not visit. So it's a difference. So yeah. But Eric and I, you mentioned earlier about craving broccoli. I talked to Eric the other day on the phone, and he was saying, yeah, this is different. He said, I actually crave, I look forward to eating my broccoli, my vegetables. He said, you never could have told me that before, but I actually look forward to vegetables.
I'm a witness. You never could have told him that. Y'all remember that first meal? Y'all sent us a text like, what is them big old?
I had that whole big old steak bigger than this head.
I was like, what is that?
What you talking about? What? That's a steak. We eat that steak.
I'm like, what is that? I mean, it looked good though. Don't get me wrong. It had the grill marks on it and everything.
Yeah,
cooked to perfection.
I was like, whoa. But yeah, just that whole transformation. I enjoy vegetables. It's just, to actually hear a crunch of a bell pepper. You know what I mean? I enjoy it. The crunching of the broccoli, not mushy. When you just like, okay, that's life. That's life. And that's doing great work inside. You know what I mean? You're not all bloated and, ankles ain't all swollen because you're taking a lot of, processed food and fast food and all these things. You sleep better, sleep fantastic. Not just better, but fantastic. Man, you just sleep like a baby. I lay my head down. I promise you, I have no bad nights of sleep. Some people say, I didn't sleep well. Have I ever said that, Pops? I don't know if I've ever said that. I sleep well.
Says the one who falls asleep at the drop of a hat.
Yeah,
that would be me.
Actually, I know since we got a break, because I apologize and Rochelle apologized. She didn't give you a chance to even expand on the accountability piece, because Cynthia spoke about the accountability piece from her perspective, but you never really heard it.
Come on, Eric.
And we apologize for not, for not giving you that opportunity to do that and let the people know. Honestly, we really want the people to know from your perspective.
Yeah. All right. So let's just go back to the accountability, of course. Since she shared, I wanted to, I'm going to say, I use these words, challenge the expectations to see what we could and could not do. But that accountability was so important. once we got everything in line, I was like, okay, all right, let me see how this will truly work, because I did want to know how will stuff act with my body, especially with us looking at our numbers, not telling everything, looking at your numbers all the time. But then, man, if I do this, because eventually I know I want to have some of this, will it be okay? And so we, there was those challenging times. It's like, well, I just want to see what would happen. And I think one time, and I'm gonna relate this back to on our anniversary. Of course, on our anniversary, I did get me a great bourbon for our anniversary. We did eat, but we did not eat crazy. But we did. We had an excellent meal. But one of the things that we did notice is this: because I think we started maybe at about 5, but by the time we got done, it was about 7 or 8. We were like, "Oh my God, I am so full for it to be so late at night." It was like we went down to the gym and did exercise bike, or we got on the treadmill that night, because that was just eating beyond a certain time. It was like, oh my God. And then the bourbon, I was like, can't have any alcohol this late. That's too much sugar to have this late at night and you're about to go to bed. So it was like those were those lessons that you learn, that having that kind of alcohol, if it's 8 o'clock, if it's 8:30, and you going to relax, and it don't get out your system the way it needs to.
Yeah.
Even after we work out, so those are those lessons that you learn through that process. But I do appreciate the accountability of, what you do when you wake up, what you do before you go to bed, and what you do all during the day. So it helps just change that mental mindset. And so what happens is this: instead of you hearing, you've got these partners that are accountable to, you start becoming accountable to yourself. Okay, I know that they're there, but now it's like, what is this going to do? What is your numbers? What are they going to look like? How is this going to impact your numbers? And if it's going to impact your numbers, do you really and truly want to do that? I was able to learn that when it came to blood pressure. How did the too much beef? I was looking at, my number is fluctuating, but the only thing, I haven't done anything. I'm working out, but I've been eating. I had beef. And it's like, I can't eat that much beef every single week. I need to have my fish, my chicken, and I can have some beef, but it can't be beef all the time.
Yeah.
Things that I was able to get out.
Yeah, that's good.
Let me just coattail on that, because what he just said was very, very, it actually connected with Cynthia, because with Cynthia, she said that she wants to be able to know what to do without us. And the thing is, this is an organic situation. Okay. I know you guys know, you've heard us say this before, that we don't just sanction you going off plan. We're not going to tell you to go drink bourbon or whatever. We're not going to tell you to do any of that, because we know that goes against everything what we're trying to accomplish. However, what Sid said is very important, but we cannot focus on that independent. We can only reference it once that time comes. So what Eric's speaking to is the other side, because Eric is the envelope pusher. You are the conformist, right? And independent of one another, neither one of them work. But that's not how life doesn't work compartmentalized like that. It's all mixed in, right? So it's not until we have an exact scenario like what we're speaking of where we can see both sides. Because Rochelle, she's one extreme, I'm on the other too. Y'all might not have known that, but really what Eric said was, the first thing he said, once we got everything in line, then he felt like he was ready to start venturing out. Because early on, he wanted to venture out just out of habit. But then, thankfully, there was enough accountability there to kind of keep him at bay. And then once it kind of got outside of itself, then it was like, by that point, it's like, I think I can do this now. And then in doing so, seeing how it affected. I remember early on, Cynthia, you said, I'm just amazed. I'm starting to learn so much about my body.
Absolutely.
That's the purpose. And so when we make that move that Eric wanted to make too soon, we miss out.
Right.
But also, if we make it too late, we can miss out also.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the thing is, somewhere in the middle, that's why there has to be communication.
Yes.
Because in honest communication, because sometimes it's not going to be pretty. You just have to know in your heart of hearts, just like you got a kid, and you know sometimes your kid might think he hates you because you're disciplining them.
Yeah.
You don't know any better.
Right.
That's right.
And so the thing is, our clients, they don't know any better sometimes when they're pushing up against what we're trying to teach them.
Yeah.
But we still hanging in there because we know that Eric still had a moment that he had. And now, like, honestly, I'm be honest, I am, my heart is it's done well hearing Eric speak because he don't say much. He ain't really say much. I mean, I called him once or twice because, you know, from time to time, I call the clients just because it's better than sending a text message. Sometimes things get lost in the text message.
Right.
You have to have an actual conversation with someone. But he didn't really say much outside of that. But for him articulate in the way that he has, it speaks volumes to how he actually absorbed what we were trying to do.
He don't say much to y'all. How about that? He don't say much to y'all. But I will say this, I have to laugh like that. The first week of just the veggies, he was like, man, I just want a piece of fruit. I just want a piece of fruit. But you know what? After he got beyond that and starting to see that, okay, this is the funniest part to me. He would be fussing on the one hand and showing me the scale on the other hand. You need to make up your mind. Are you trying to are you feeling the scale? Are you mad about it? Like what you gonna do? So I will say that I'll say that too, Pops, that he has been particularly verbal about his own transformation, and even in the middle of his most cantankerous state, right? So here's what I said one time. I was like, you know what? You could fuss all you want. As long as you're doing it, I don't really care. You know, I don't really care. As long as you still eating the vegetables, as long as you still being accountable, as long as the weight's still dropping. Like if I got to be the whooping post and the sounding board, okay, great, have at it, because here we are today. And so exactly. That's a good thing you said, praise God, because I wanted to put this out there that along the way, I've said to myself that this is ministry. And I think of the scripture, don't you know that your body is the temple of the living God? And so like a million times, I haven't said it to you guys verbally, I don't think, and maybe I sent it in a text once, but I've thought so many times that like, this is what ministry looks like in practice, and that God has really charged you guys to do this. And so I want to thank God that we met through a Barbara Sanders, who met through a Tanisha James. But again, that's that impact place. And this is a place that you can really see. This is what it looks like to live out a ministry, something that is literally impacting, not just, it's the body of Christ because we all are, but not everybody is a believer. So whoever you touch, it's a ministry that is impactful to giving people, that free and full life. So I want to thank y'all for that and let you know that in the back of my head, I be hearing Pop say, what did you eat and when did you eat it?
Oh boy!
That's all. I'm trying to get some facts, collecting more data. That's all.
Collecting data. You gotta ask questions. I said, bro, you gotta ask questions. You gotta ask the questions. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's I will say this, so Pops and I haven't been together, haven't been married, definitely not as long as you guys have, but going in our 27th year. So close to it, and then together for I guess 30 years, right?
Oh yeah.
And so we're a lot alike, yet so different, right? So like in certain respects, we're like the same, and certain things like we're like opposite, and so we have our battles back here. I'm like, well, I think that he'd be like, bro, I'm telling no, that they gotta, and so. And most times, we lean with whatever he says to do. And then most of the time we're deciding whether it's on the whole accountability piece. Accountability, like the push of the people. I got my I'm the coach. I'm the certified coach. Been doing this thing for years, but I'm not beyond trying something different, and something I'd be like, oh, I don't know, Pop, the role. I'm telling you, we need the boom, 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 boom. And so it's the whole, when he said, because sometimes clients can push, and I'm like, well, Pop, well, it's so, I think it's so. He'd be like, No, it's not. No, it's not okay. No, they need to do. And then so we go back and forth, but just know that we're not doing this thing in the vacuum. I mean, that's my whole point. Like we really discuss, because it's not the same for everybody. Because whereas some, like, some people have fruit, some people don't. Some people, no fruit past 12. Some people no fruit at all. Some people have gone 90 days and no fruit. Where some people have had fruit. And then some people had fruit in the beginning, and we took it away. I mean, so it just depends on the person. Like Pop says, everybody is different and everybody is different. You know what I mean? So we have to people want these black and white answers, this blanket, these charts. I said there are no charts. There's no. It depends on the person. It depends on. It's truly it's geared toward the person. I mean, it's like based on how your body responds to the food, and we make the adjustment. So we started off with a like a set plan, then we start tweaking after that, and two people could be going in different directions, ultimately going to end up at the same place, but they can go about it, you can make a left, you can make a right at the end, we're going to meet up, and we still going to be medication free. You know what I mean? But we had to take a different path. We still going to lose weight, and we still going to be medication free on the other end. But I was just saying all that to say that we discuss a lot. I mean, from the moment we wake up, he may be on the treadmill, I may be on the bike, and we talking about, Cynthia and Eric or whichever client, this, what you think about this? What you think about that? Or he's texting me, I'm texting him in the bed at night, looking at the, I don't know, what you think about this? I don't know. And then we go to bed, it's the same, and so this has become a part of our life. You guys are a big part of our lives, and we still stay in contact with people that have graduated from the program. And so we love it. We love it. We enjoy it. There's sometimes, clients can be cantankerous, as you say, but again, they don't know. They, like kids, can be cantankerous too, but they don't know what they don't know. We know. And we're not, as Pop said, this is not conjecture. This is not what we read about. This is what we've experienced, firsthand. And so we know. Yeah. And so now it's not just with him, but we've had people to graduate. And now you guys are about to be part of that. So we can say, we know we got many examples. It's not just Pops anymore. Yeah. It's not just Pops. It's many people now with the same type of results. Yeah. So whether it be diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, inflammation, autoimmune disease. I mean, whatever. People have gotten off of CPAP machines. I mean, you name it, inflammation gone, constipation, whatever, migraine, headaches, it's all the same. Yeah. They're all feeling great. They're thriving. They're exercising. They're eating more vegetables than they ever have in their life. A client hit us up today. He said, my energy is through the roof. He said, I haven't felt this way since I've been in my 30s. Wow. And he's probably, what is he, probably like mid 50s?
Yeah, I think he's pushing 60.
Yeah, he's close to 60. He said, I haven't felt this way since my 30s. Wow. That was a text just today. And I'm like, see, to God be the glory. That's why we're doing this. That's right. So it's worth every cantankerous client.
My word, not yours, right? I know.
It's okay. It's all part of the process, but look at you guys now. Yeah. And we're so proud of you. And I know your son, I just know how I felt. I mean, your son, I don't know if he, knew concerned about parents' health. He probably was none the wiser, but I just know as a young girl, just very concerned about my parents, and wanting them to be around. Yeah. And they're not, right? So anytime we can save some parents, what I mean? If we could just do a little bit to extend that life. Absolutely. Just make an effort to extend, because God has the final say. Of course, He knows. That's but right. If we could just, like you say, do our part,
Well, He did say about them first few weeks that who are these people? They messing up my life.
That's what Jordan said.
Messing up my life.
But wait a minute, you just sent me a picture though. What was that, yesterday, 2 days ago? That's Jordan, what was it, smoothie or something?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Come on.
He doing smoothies.
See? Look at that 180. You see what I'm saying?
We still working on him now. He still love that sugar. We working on it, but you know what? But today, even today, we were talking about, you know, he hadn't had his vegetables, and he said, okay, so how about pizza with carrots? You know, because it used to be pizza with chips, and it's like, okay, pizza, but I'm gonna have some carrots on the side. Okay,
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's it.
Yeah.
Small steps, great distances.
And he'll remember this. He's super smart. He'll remember this. And I know that he did say a few times how he's loved seeing his dad, you know, his dad either take the weight off or daddy's knees doesn't hurt like they used to hurt. I mean, he's making all those, you know, observations.
Yes.
Let's, you know, be healthy. So even if
man, you should be able to drain the three with a jumper now, huh? If it was a set shot, now it should be a jumper. What?
Yeah. He wants me to corroborate. Yes, he got a mean 3-pointer. See how this works? See, back
but before it was the set shot because the knees were busted. Now you should be elevating.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy. I was out there yesterday. It got warm here yesterday. So we were out on the basketball court yesterday.
You see, you probably moving a whole lot better.
Oh, that ain't even a word for it. I said no, but I can't even get back out there doing this. Nope. It was like, hey.
Like what? I said, what, boy? Yeah, Clemson's about 30 years ago, huh?
He get the glory days. You gonna see that joke out there with the socks all the way up to the knees with a headband on. That's some Chuck Taylor.
That's not how I roll.
Man, listen, this has been great. I'm does my heart good. I'm telling you. This is just the thing. April 9th, that's the day Pops came home from the hospital. And I'll just go further than that. May 14th is the day we did his interview. May 14th. And so that's how many months? It
was barely. You talking about from there?
No, from May 14th, because today is just the 15th. Yeah. So here we are 7 months later. 7 months later.
It's about 8 weeks.
8 months later. 8 months later. Here we are 8 months later, just almost exactly 8 months later. And how many people have graduated from this program? How many lives have been extended? How many people have gotten off medication? I mean, at this point, we've lost, people have lost shoes. We probably up to over 500 pounds. I mean, you know, we got people in the program right now. Someone just reported
31.
Yeah, well, my brother just reported he's about 45 days in, he's lost 31 pounds.
Leroy was 55, right?
Leroy was 55 pounds in 45 days. Somebody's lost 55 pounds already. He just reported that Sunday on our health coaching call. So to God be the glory. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. And thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Yes, absolutely.
It's a two-way street because you ain't have to let us in. You let us in. So that's the only way we can do it, is you let us in.
Yeah. And trusting us enough to, allow us to tell you what to do.
And be all up in your stuff.
Be all up in your stuff.
That part. That part. But you know what? Again, but it's worth it. I mean, you know, for us as a couple, I mean that speak volumes. You know, it wasn't my overarching goal to force him to do anything, but again, to be an influence. So, you know, for us to get to 90 days, like think about it. People try to lose weight for years, right? And I don't even want to say 90 days Eric, I'm talking 30 days, 45 days. But he's been trying on his own for years. So, you know, it really is about the people that you allow to enter your life and the work that you allow them to do, that you'll cooperate with. So.
That's it, man. That's it. Woo! I think we just said that shoots. I don't know if there's anything else left to be said, huh?
I think it's only one thing, because I heard Eric say something earlier. He said, you know, he wanted that Eric from college to come back, and I was wondering if he ever made it back yet, or he's still on the way.
I was gonna let Cynthia answer that.
Okay, wait. We need to have mindset maintenance marriage edition. That's all.
We got babies watching. We got babies watching now.
It's all good. All I'm gonna say is, weight wise, he is steadily coming down. It's funny. Ladies shop in their closet all the time. To see him go in his closet, I was always on him like, get rid of that stuff. You ain't gonna wear it no more. He wearing all that stuff, and even the stuff that I was talking about get rid of is too big. So weight wise, he is steadily coming down the scale, but energy level is totally changed. Right now we live in a high energy lifestyle because of our business and working, as I told you guys, working on a different coast and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not like we dragging, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the kind of stuff we did do in college, up all night and got to get back up. So
yeah.
He's making his strides, he's making his strides, and he's doing it in a way that I know works for him, So I don't know what else you can say about that. I call him all the time Idris Elba. He's Idris Elba. All of that.
Or it's Idris Elba, Eric Newman.
Y'all gonna have his head so big. God almighty.
Oh, I love it. Hey,
I do need to get a new ring.
Yeah, he just
because it keeps coming off like this.
Man, can you see all that in between there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can see it.
Wow, yeah, that's too big. That's too big.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's too big. See that? Yep. That is awesome, man. I'm excited. Yeah. So I just for those who are watching, so you see the little ticker scrolling. Go to RochelleTParks.com. What they just went through was the Sugar Ain't Sweet program, the 90-day edition, and that's what probably 90% of our clients do that program. Probably 90 to 95% of our clients, and just with phenomenal results. And so I invite you guys to go check it out, RochelleTParks.com. Go to programs, you'll see Sugar Ain't Sweet, and just check it out. But this is what Eric and Cynthia have done. And guys, we are happy for you all, not just you, but your entire family, because this not only affects you, but it affects Jordan, and and your future, grandkids, and I mean, your siblings, your family, all the people you love, so this is just the gift that keeps on giving, because people are watching and you're influencing people that you have no clue about, people are watching. And so, I'm talking to people now that's telling me they saw Eric, I saw Eric on a Zoom call. Oh my God. I'm telling you, people see you, boy. They see you. I'm talking to people, they like you. I'm like, Eric? Yeah, I saw Eric. Okay.
Oh my God.
I want to be on the Eric plan. Let me sign me up with Eric Newman plan. That was I'm gonna say this. We gonna close it down. I remember the first time somebody say, "Put me on the we call it Tukanisha. It's Tanisha, but we call it put me on the Tukanisha plan. That's the plan I want." Somebody listen. And I have a client. She signed up too. She said, "I want whatever plan Tanisha. That's the plan I want."
There you go.
And she signed up. She really did. She's doing great. But that's what she said. Put the because we always joke and call it Tukanisha. So that's what she said. Put me on the Tukanisha plan. when I had a consultation with her, I said, "What you want to do?" She said, "Whatever Tukanisha doing, I want to do." That's a true story. So anyway, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Yeah, you guys have been great. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. You got anything, Pops?
No, I just want to know if the college boy came back. That's all I want to know. So we know.
Yeah, we know he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Large and in charge. Got it. All right, guys. Well, thank you all, guys. This has been another episode of Mindset Talks. You've heard a wonderful story, testimony, transformation story with Eric and Cynthia Newman. And this is just the beginning. It doesn't stop here. This is the beginning of the rest of their lives, right? They've been married 30 years already. Good gracious. Praise God.
Don't short them 34 years, going on 35.
34 years? Okay, can we get that a hand clap of praise? Okay, because that right there is something. Okay, so we're not going to glaze over that. 34 years. Okay, praise God. And yeah, we're going to end it right there. Share this. If you watch it, please share it with all your friends and family. And just let them know, guys, whatever you're feeling like today, I don't care what's going on with you. Don't care how many medications you're taking. What I know to be true is when you give your body what it needs to thrive, it will. And what we also know is that sugar ain't sweet. Sugar ain't sweet. And so when you control your blood sugars, you control your life. And that's all they're doing. That's all they've done. And praise God, God willing, that's all they will continue to do, from this day forward. So that's it. We're going to end it here, guys. I'm Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. We just finished. We got Eric Cynthia Newman, the infamous Michael L. Parks, aka Pops, and we're going to get out of here. So listen, hey, whether you like it or not, I do not care. I can, I will, and I must continue to walk alongside you and help you to achieve optimal health. We're out of here. Bye.
All right.
Yes. Hey, what's going on, good people? What is going on? I'm Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. Hey, before you go, I just want to invite you to join me. Join us. Join us in my next fruit and vegetable challenge, guys. 7 days. 7 days to change your life. I do it every month, the first 7 days of every month, and I want to see you next month, okay? So click the link below and go ahead and join me, and I'll see you next month. Let's go. Peace.